Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, back again to talk to the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. Now, this is the official, once again, another post-fight review just like that, back-to-back post-fight review for Lawrence Okolie versus Isaac Chamberlain. Lawrence Okolie, unfortunately for me, gets the 10-round unanimous decision. Pretty much bullies Isaac Chamberlain in a fight that wasn't nearly as competitive as I thought it'd be. Really imposed it straight. Now, for those of you who don't know, Alex, my main man right here, he had Lawrence Okolie winning this fight. I had Isaac Chamberlain winning this fight. So this he got the Dorticos fight wrong. I knew I had a big chance of getting this one wrong, and boy, did I get this one wrong. Chamberlain, he's a very skilled fighter, but he had nothing. He had nothing for Okolie tonight, man. Like, this dude, he couldn't really get past the Okolie jab, and when he did, there was a lot of holding and tying up, and he just really couldn't get himself going. He was making Lawrence miss a lot, but he couldn't seem to do the equally as important part, which is make him pay. He made him miss, but he couldn't make him pay. And there was a questionable knockdown early on in the fight where I thought it wasn't a knockdown. Maybe that hindered Chamberlain's confidence early on. But he really just couldn't seem to find his footing in the fight. And, in boxing, they say class tells over time. And I don't think it was the most cleanest performance from Okolie. But, for the people that were like myself that were questioning the chin of Okolie, questioning the stamina of Okolie, I think he showed tonight, at least in this fight, for the time being, that he can go the 12 rounds and he can look good doing it. And as for Isaac Chamberlain, man, he didn't have the amateur experience that Okolie had, but He's fought the better opposition thus far, for what it's worth. He was the more skilled fighter, and I was looking forward to seeing what kind of challenge he could present. But he just couldn't, like I said, he couldn't seem to get his footing, and he has to go back to the drawing board because that was a fight. Even though where he lost, I'm gonna say he lost pretty much every round except maybe one. Even though he lost every round, that was still a fight where, if he employed maybe a different game plan, and if he could have in those late, like I would say from the 6th round on, if he could have came on strong from the 6th to the 10th, that's a fight he could have maybe won because it wasn't like Okolie was that he dominated him in terms of winning the rounds, but he wasn't dominating him in terms of punishing him with his power punches and with the power he has. So it was a fight where he left a lot to be desired. And granted, this is good for him because it's early in his career and he can go back to the drawing board. He can take more fights, learning fights, and he can. Maybe this is a fight that they look at down the road, these two guys, because it was, it did leave a lot to be desired from the build-up, because the build-up was great, but the fight itself just was very disappointing. As for Okolie, like at cruiserweight, if he's able to fight this way, he's gonna be a very tough guy to beat. For the simple fact that he's built like a heavyweight, he punches like a heavyweight, he has the strength of a heavyweight, but he has the nimbleness and the as far as being light on your feet, he has the flexibility of a cruiserweight, but he's really he has the heavyweight attributes to go with how he moves around as a cruiserweight. So he's going to experience at some point in time in his career, he will experience the same thing that Isaac Chamberlain experienced tonight when he moves up, because he'll be the small man when he fights these heavyweights. But for the time being, he's a bigger man. He can impose himself, and he did his thing tonight. So that's what it is. What you got any thought? I know you didn't really watch the fight, but because you were watching Gassiev and then they were on at the same time. But what do you think about him getting the win against Isaac Chamberlain?
And man, he's come the future of the cruiserweight division, man.
Lawrence Okolie. This dude loves Lawrence Okolie.
Oh man, I got my eyes hooked on him after I watched him fight that Czechoslovakian dude.
Yeah.
Who no, that was just a funny fight, and I watched all his other fights, and I like Okolie, so
yeah.
Shout out to Okolie, man.
Shout out to Lawrence Okolie. So. I had to still go watch the whole fight because I was kind of halfway watching it when this fight was on, when the Gassiev-Dorticos fight was on. But I want to say first, thanks to Eddie Hearn, man, for at least making the fight happen. Like, obviously the fight wasn't as exciting as we thought it'd be, but at least it happened. And for Isaac Chamberlain, man, like, because these fighters, you watch my videos sometimes. If you do watch this video, Isaac, keep your head up, man. Still a good fighter. I would just say, man, like, you gotta maybe just sharpen up on that head movement and counter punching, because you could have really did more in this fight. I really think you could have did more in that fight. And as for Okolie, Good stuff, man. You know, maybe in the future, a matchup I'd like to see when he gets maybe like I'm gonna say 4, 5, 6 more fights in. Maybe look at an Andrew Tabiti fight. I think that'd be an interesting matchup. See what he can do with a athletic bastard like Andrew Tabiti from America. So, yeah, man, that's my little take on the fight from the attention I did pay to it. Isaac Chamberlain left a lot to be desired. Okolie straight up bullied the dude into a 10-round unanimous decision in what was built up as British beef. So Lawrence Okolie probes to 8-0. Isaac Chamberlain drops to 9-1. That's what it is, man. So like we say in every video, man, you know, my name is Brendan Taylor. My man, Alex Fitzmaurice. I know he didn't see much of this video because he didn't watch that much of the fight because he was glued to the TV screen watching Castillo and Dortico because that was a great fight. But and like I said in every video, man, you know, you can love us or you can hate us. We're just some kids from Dania. And that's Dania in South Florida. If you didn't know, so if you didn't know, get your damn geography up. Get a map. Go on Google Images. Make sure you scroll. You go to look at Miami and Florida, and you just keep scrolling until you find Hollywood and Dania and Florida, and you'll find it. It's a nice little city. But yeah, until next time, take care, guys.